Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we start the last full week of vlogging for October, my October reading, and I can't believe that we are already entering the last full week because the last vlog will only be a couple of days and then I will do a wrap up in this last vlog as well. So this one's gonna be the last full week and I still have a ton of reading plans. So I think in this vlog I will at least finish 3 books, but hopefully even more. That would be great. So the first book I will definitely finish today is Carmilla by J. Sheridan Le Fanu, and this is a vampire story, and I think I will say more about this as soon as I've finished it. I'm currently on page 93, I think, and this only has about 125 pages, so this should be done quite quickly today. And yeah, it's just a very nice kind of vampire short story that I wanted to pick up. The next book I'm currently in the middle of is The Haunting of Ashburn House, and that is by Darcy Coates, and it is kind of like a haunted house story. I listened to one of Darcy Coates' books last year on audio, but that one was much better. I think it was The Haunting of Blackwood House. I think Ashburn House is an earlier work of the author, and it's not quite as good. It takes a long time to get creepy, but I have about 2 hours left, if I didn't say that already. So I think I will finish that within the next 2 days or something like that. And again, then I will tell you all about it. Because, you know, I don't want to repeat myself so much. I feel like I repeat myself a lot in my vlogs. So let's just try not to do that. And then I think what I want to pick up today after finishing Carmilla is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. And this is one of the picks of the Dark Academics book club for this month. The other one is The Phantom of the Opera, but I don't think I will read that one. I really don't like the movie, and so I don't feel like reading that. But yeah, this one I'm really excited about. I love the cover of this, but it has like really weird deckled edges, which I hate. So yeah, we have a kind of love-hate relationship so far, and I'm quite interested to see what the story is actually about. So I think I will start this later today in the bathtub, as I said, after finishing off Carmilla. And that's my reading plans for now, but since it is Thursday, I will have to work first. So I'm done with work for today. The cat was really helpful lying on my notes for hours, but I think I still got a good chunk of work done today. I'm actually quite okay with what I did. I could have done more, but you can always do more. So I just cleaned the litter box because that really needed to be done. And now I think I have to do some yoga because I've been really bad with my yoga lately. So yeah, my back is in pain. So I finished Carmilla, but I want to read the foreword before I talk about it more. But for now, it's getting late and I want to get into my bath. So I'm out of the bathtub, and also I'm 50 pages into We Have Always Lived in the Castle, and so far I really enjoyed this book. It's so much fun. It follows a girl called Mary Catherine, or Mary Cat, and she lives with her bigger sister and her uncle in this house. And they were once part of a very rich family in this village, but all of their family have been poisoned a couple of years back, and now the villagers really don't like them. So yeah, so far I really enjoyed it. This chapter, I think it was chapter 4 I just read, there was some really fun little play of words and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I think this will be a great read, but yeah, I still have like 100 pages to go, so we'll see. But now it is time for the Rebecca watch-along of Kira. She has a booktube channel and she's hosting the Rebecca Long, and now they're watching the movie on Twitter. So yeah, I think I might join in with that, even though I would love to watch more of Bly Manor. But yeah, we'll see how the movie is. If I don't like it, I'll just switch it off. I wasn't the biggest fan of the book, so I don't know if they will get the problematic shit out of the movie. We'll see. So it's time for an update. It is a Friday morning and I'm quite tired because yesterday was the Rebecca Long watch along. So I watched the movie Rebecca last night on Netflix, and since that started quite late, I was up just later than usual, and then I slept in this morning, and I'm still a little bit tired because I'm just a person who needs some kind of rhythm with their sleep, but that's fine. So the movie was my favorite. I don't know what I said about it last night because I was really tired at the end. So I feel like they kept all the weird stuff from the books, but then added a lot of other stuff at the end to make the main character look more interesting and more in charge, which was just weird. It was a weird choice, and I don't think people like that a lot. And it's also very, very rushed. I hope you can't hear the helicopter right now. I live right next to the hospital, so there's always helicopters here. But yeah, I just felt like it was really, really rushed. And if you haven't read the book, I think a lot of things won't make sense because you have to take them in so quickly. And then also, because of the structure of the book, I feel like this is 3 separate movies. Like, you have the romance part, then you have the creepy haunted house kind of part. That is not really haunted, but and then you have the kind of court drama part. And it was just all so tangled together. It felt like the movie was going on forever. Like, I was checking the time, like every 10 minutes being like, oh my god, this needs to be over soon. And yeah, so I think I would give the movie like a 3 out of 5 stars. It was okay. I think there was a lot of nice scenery, and I think they did a great job at casting the characters. But apart from that, it was my favorite. And I mean, obviously, if a book is turned into a movie where you don't really like the book, the movie won't be your favorite either. So then I still have not read the foreword of Camilla, so I will definitely do that later today and then talk all about this. And I think I've said that last night. I'm still 50 pages into We've Always Lived in the Castle, and I'm so excited to keep reading this later today. And I have an hour and 17 minutes left of my audiobook, The Haunting of Ashburn House. And I hope that we will finally get some explanations now, because I feel like we're kind of stuck in place, and I don't know, this book is just not as good as I wanted it to be. I think it's gonna be like a 3-star read as well. It's entertaining and stuff, but just not as creepy as I wanted it to be, and also kind of like not as deep as I wanted it to be with the explanations. So that's what I'm currently reading. So for today, I first of all, of course, want to work. I have to work. And then later, I definitely want to edit my vlog for last week, so that can up probably tomorrow morning, and then just read. That's the plan for today. Oh yeah, of course, and tonight is the Rebecca Long live show. I hope I don't forget about that. So, I'm done with work and I'm done with editing my vlog. Now I will do some yoga, and then it's time for reading. Find the cat.
I was trying to make a book yesterday, but I wanted to see kind of interesting. Like, I didn't want to build just a classic, like, suburban stuff. Okay, I wasn't doing those. Yeah, and that's the most.
Would you believe it if I say that I haven't read a single page today? Because I didn't.
Audible hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Hey, it's Saturday today and it is already noon, and I just started cleaning my apartment, and while doing that I finished my audiobook, The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I said that I would talk about this a little bit as soon as I finished it, which is gonna be now. So this follows a character called Adrienne, and she is in debt and she really doesn't have like a great job or anything like that. So she's really relieved when she learns that she has inherited a house by a great aunt that she didn't really know. And she takes her cat, Wolfgang, to go to this house and live there because she really doesn't have anywhere else to go. And then when she arrives in this little town, I think it is in New York State, but I'm not quite sure, she realizes that the house is like really far away from the town, and the people in the town really don't have a great opinion about the house and the family that lived there, and they actually think that it is haunted. So when she gets there, she feels kind of secluded and alone. She doesn't have a phone, she doesn't have a car, and so she is in this big old house. She doesn't really have any money to get these things, and then, weird things start to happen, obviously. Now, I think that this book is not as scary. I really love haunted house stories. That's why I go to Darcy Coates, because I think she does a good job with them. I decided to give this book around 3.5 stars. I think that the ending really picks up, and I loved how the kind of action was going up until the last minute, basically. I think that the ending overall was kind of wholesome and nice, and yeah, you get a lot of stuff revealed. I still think that the kind of creepy parts in the beginning could have been done so much better. There were like these very classic things, like words kind of cut into the wood in the dining table, weird messages. There was this story of a light being seen in the attic, and all these kind of classic creepy things. But then I just felt like they weren't presented in the most effectful way. That's probably the best way to say it. And it takes just very, very long until you get to the very creepy part. And this one is also not a ghost story. It's more like a I don't want to spoil it, but it's more of like a ghoulish thing. So it is very gross in the end. So there's a lot of grossness. So if you don't like that, maybe choose another one of her books. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this. It was a fun time, and I did like Adrienne as a main character. I think she was very relatable, and she never behaved in a way where you were like, what the hell is she doing? Like, even though there were moments when you're like, oh no, please don't do that right now, there was always a good reason for her actions, and I think she was a very rational and very I don't know what's the right word, like courageous character, and I really like that. So yeah, that was my audiobook, and I have to choose a new one because I want to keep cleaning my apartment, and I usually listen to an audiobook while I do that. And I have two options and I just don't know what to do. So the book I really wanted to read in October this year was The Year of the Witching. I think it sounds phenomenal. I love the cover, it's gorgeous, and I just think I might love it. But I really don't want to read it on audio. I feel like this is a story that I want to have in my hands when I read it, which might sound really weird, but sometimes I have that when I hear about a book, I look at the cover, I just know that I don't want it to be an audiobook. And so, yeah, that's the first option. And the other option is Cemetery Boys, which is a book that has been hyped a lot, like a lot. I've seen so many people absolutely going crazy over this book. And that's actually something that's holding me back, because I feel like if I listen to it and I don't like it, so many people disagree with me, and since I don't like disagreeing with people, this kind of bothers me because I think I will love it. That's why I put it on my wish list. But I'm just afraid that I might not, and that everyone's gonna hate me. But Cemetery Boys is one of those stories where I can totally see myself listening to the audiobook, and it is quite a long one too. It's like 13 hours. So yeah, I have like this kind of dilemma that I have one book that I want to read more, but I just don't want to listen to it as an audiobook. So I think I will go with Cemetery Boys. The more I talk about it, the more I just think, just do it. I just have to get it over with. So this was a very lengthy update that no one cared about.
This is Audible.
So this is kind of an awkward position right now, but I can't move because the cat is on my legs. So yeah, I hope she will stay there. But I promised you I would talk a little bit more about Carmilla by J. Sheridan Le Fanu. And this is a vampire story that was actually published quite early on, like before Dracula. The cat's moving now. We'll see what she does. And so this is also kind of an inspiration for Dracula, because some parts of this were very obviously put into Dracula as well. And we follow a girl who lives with her father, and one day there is an accident in front of their castle, and they take in this other girl who gets a little bit injured but not badly, and that other girl is Camilla. And so they start living with her and caring for her so she feels better, so that she can be picked up by her mother again. They think it's the mother, I guess. And yeah, there are just some subtle changes to the main character, and we find out that Carmilla is actually a vampire, and this is also sapphic, so there, as far as, in the time sapphic goes. So Carmilla is definitely interested in girls, and she's making advances towards the main character, Laura. Laura doesn't really know how to feel about that, and I guess that is kind of an accurate reaction, because that wasn't something that was quite obvious, I guess, to girls at the time, that, you can also be romantic with other girls. But yeah, this is for me like a very traditional kind of creepy story of the time. I do love those a lot, so I enjoyed this a whole ton. I think it's just a novella, it's quite short, so that definitely adds to it. I really enjoy books that, just give you a lot within only a couple of pages, and I felt like that worked out really, really well with this one. We also have that kind of like story in a story, where another character later in the book gets to them and tells them his story, and that is very similar again and has something to do with Camilla. So yeah, I just always enjoy these kind of things, and I would give this like a high 3.5 stars, maybe even a 4. Very enjoyable. I really, really like the vibe of this book, and I just had lots of fun reading it. And I also I wouldn't totally recommend this edition. The illustrations that are in here weren't my favorite, and also I feel like the foreword wasn't my favorite either. It talked a lot about the movies that were done about Camilla, and then like vampire books in general. But yeah, I don't feel like I learned a lot. Like, if you're interested in the psychoanalysis part of vampire stories, then maybe the foreword is interesting to you. But yeah, it was just enjoyable and fun, and that's all I want to say for this book now. And I think now that I've finally read all of this, I will go back to We've Always Lived in the Castle, and hopefully I can finish this today, we'll see. So I'm halfway through We Have Always Lived in the Castle now, a little bit more than halfway, 80 pages, and honestly, I feel like this reads like in Pride and Prejudice, the father would have died and the weird cousin would have taken over. That's kind of the vibe, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I want Charles to die. So now I said it. I'm like in the last chapter, and now this happened. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah. He's so good at hiding yourself. So I just finished We Have Always Lived in the Castle. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. This is exactly my kind of horror story. It really reminded me of the movie Mother. So if you haven't seen that one with Jennifer Lawrence, definitely go and watch it if you like this book. And also vice versa. So yeah, this was something. Like, I felt sick throughout reading this, but luckily it is quite short, so it was perfect to finish in one day. Or, like, I had started it, but I wasn't getting to the really weird and creepy parts yet. So, yeah, I could not put this down. And I think I will have my dinner now and watch episode 5 of The Haunting of Bly Manor. Even though I don't know if I'm really ready for that right now. But, you know, we'll just do it. So I just finished the 5th episode of Haunting of Bly Manor, and I love this show so much. It definitely is less creepy than Haunting of Hill House, which I can appreciate because I get scared very easily. My cat doesn't like it when I talk when she's sitting on me. She's so cute. So yeah, I feel like the second season is more sad and therefore not as scary, but I just like the combination of scary and sad. It's perfection. And yeah, this episode again was so strong, and also a couple of things that I thought already were revealed as true, basically. So yeah, that was a great episode, and I have 4 left now, so I don't think I can finish it in October, unfortunately, because I said this before, I can't watch this show with my partner because he gets scared even easier than I do, so I wouldn't watch that with him. But there was a bit that got really creepy, and so I was covering my eyes, and the cat saw it, and she came and sat on my lap, and she's quite a big cat, so she sat on my lap so that I couldn't see the screen anymore. And that was just the cutest thing, I thought. And she probably didn't understand, but it was kind of cute. I mean, look at her.
A small cat ambled out from behind a stack of cardboard boxes.
So it is Sunday today, and yesterday I finished We Have Always Lived on the Castle, and I don't quite remember what I told you about it, so I thought I'd just quickly wrap this book up. This was a 5-star read for me. It was perfection. I absolutely loved this, and I was so intrigued by this story. Like, the first 4 chapters are quite calm, I guess. So you're just following the main character, Mary Cat, in her usual surrounding, learning her routine, but also, sensing that something is wrong. And she does these kind of like small protection spells that I thought were really, really interesting and a great characterization of her. But then starting from chapter 5, things start to go wrong a lot, and I loved this feeling the book gave. I really couldn't put it down. It really reminded me of the movie Mother with Jennifer Lawrence. I think I said that already. So yeah, this kind of feeling that you're absolutely helpless, and that's something I can identify with a lot, because when I was a child, I had people in my life that I felt that helplessness about, that I just couldn't get them out of my life, even though they obviously didn't want me where I was. So yeah, I could just really identify with that feeling and with Mary Cat. And then the ending was just, yeah, very wild, and just overall this was amazing, and I would highly recommend you read it if you're at least the slightest bit interested. But yeah, that was that book. And today I want to start the Library of the Unwritten, but probably later today, because I want to bake something first now, and then later maybe do a makeup tutorial. I'm not quite sure yet, but I really wanted to do it for Halloween, so yeah, I might just do it today. We'll see if I'm in the mood. And then I also started my new audiobook, Cemetery Boys, and that one is just a lot. So I think I listened to about a little bit over an hour now, and it's like almost 14 hours long, so still have a lot to go. But so far, I'm really loving it. I was a little bit afraid that I would not love it as much as other people, but I feel like you're right in the story, and there's already so much feeling. And I just finished the part where the main character, Yadriel, talks about the cat. And, you know, if a main character has a cat companion, you're melting my heart. Like, how can I not love this book now? It was just really, really sweet. And also we had a very dramatic scene right before that, and he talks about how his cat is kind of his connection to his dead mom, who was quite understanding and handled his being trans quite differently than the father does, and that so this cat kind of represents this connection and the warmth he felt from his mom and stuff. All the feels, like all the feels. And yeah, so I'm so excited to see where this book goes. Yeah, we'll see. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'll catch up with you later. Okay, so I have my cake right here that I just made. And I haven't had my lunch yet, but I think I'm just gonna give it a try anyways. It is good. I'm surprised. Wow. This is one of the vegan recipes that I will do for my cooking channel for Christmas. So if you like baking in general or vegan baking, please check out my cooking channel, Baking Cooking Fun. I'll be uploading a lot of videos for the Christmas time. So yeah, really excited. I'm gonna dig into this now. Okay, so I'm done with filming my video, and I've also made my cake. And now happened what always happens with me, and the time kind of change. I don't know what the term is. The end of the summertime, basically. My laptop did not update his timer, so it showed me the wrong time still, and I didn't realize that, and I thought I was like, you know, I wasn't stressed out, but I was like, oh, now it's already like 3 in the afternoon again, and yeah, it isn't. It's 2 in the afternoon, which is so weird. Why does this always happen to me? But I'm done now, which is great. So I can, you know, lie myself back down on the couch and read and watch YouTube. Awesome. So it's Sunday night now, and I'm a bit confused because the cat usually would be very annoyed by now and wanting to go to bed, but she's not, because, you know, we had the change from the summertime. So I don't know. I really thought she would act strange today, but we'll see. She still has an hour to start acting strange. So I just finished the 6th episode of A Haunting of Bly Manor. And that was a very, very long one, and also one with a lot of reveals that I did not see coming. Like last episode, the 5th one, I saw all of that coming, but the 6th one now, I did not. Even though it was quite obvious, but I feel like the thing about Flora, it's much more subtle. Like, I felt with Miles, you can see through it quite quickly, but with Flora, it's very, very subtle, and you think that's just her, kind of. But yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but I felt like that was done much better, so you couldn't really see that coming so quickly. And the ending is like, what the hell's gonna happen next? And yeah, so my partner told me that he will be gone for another night, so I can watch the next episode tomorrow. But then I will see when I finish the last 2 episodes, which is gonna be so annoying. But this is really a series where I can only watch 1 episode per night, because it's emotionally draining and it does scare me. So yeah, 1 is enough, so we'll see. I've also started the Library of the Unwritten, and I'm gonna continue with that in a second. So far I made it 50 pages in and I am loving it. This has the right amount of humor, and I love the fantasy elements and the kind of world building we got so far. The characters are really interesting, and I feel like this could be a great book. So I definitely want to read some more now to keep you updated. So it is a Monday now, and you won't believe it, I have a meeting this morning. So I got all dolled up on the top part because it's online. But I'm having a great time with my books right now. I am now 90 pages into Library of the Unwritten, and I'm absolutely loving it. It is such a fascinating story, and I can't wait to read more in it. And yeah, it's just really well written, not like the title would suggest. So yeah, it's really, really fun. And also with my audiobook, Cemetery Boys, it's hilarious so far. I love it. I think I'm now maybe like hour and a half or something in, but yeah, it's great. I really love it. They've just summoned the ghost of Julian, and yeah, I love Maritza. She is so cute. So yeah, I think I'm having a great time reading right now. But yeah, I better get going to my meeting. So I didn't have a great day today again. I tried to read, but I'm just really, really slow. Like, you know these people who read like 90 pages an hour? Like, I just watched a video by Riley Marie, and she said she read 90 pages in an hour. Like, if I'm good, I make it to 30. I don't know how that works. I don't know how people read that fast. So, yeah, I just feel very distracted and cold, and I'm not that happy today. So I will try to watch another episode of Bly Manor now, and eat my dinner, and then try to read some more of the Library of the Unwritten. I really still enjoy the book, but yeah, sometimes I just have a hard time concentrating on books, I guess. You think she's guilty? She just poured my whole cup of tea all over me by jumping over the table. So yeah, not impressed with that. I just watched the 7th episode of Haunting of Bly Manor, and it ended on a huge cliffhanger. And what am I supposed to do now? I wanted to read more, but now I have a cliffhanger? Like, what? Ugh, I hate this life. This is not my day. This is really not my day. So yeah. And my camera will be full soon too, so yay! So my mom sent me the sweetest little Halloween package. It came with this huge candy mix, which I'm very excited about. And also this pasta. The design. I'm scared. So today is Wednesday, and that means it's already the last day of this vlog. Yesterday I did not read anything, and I also didn't really listen to my audiobook or something like that. We did some pumpkin carving, and I had to go into the city to return a book, Normal People by Sally Rooney, unread unfortunately, because someone had requested it. So yeah, I had to bring that back to the library, and I also went to my office to, you know, just get some things in order. And yeah, so yesterday was quite a busy day, and I think today will also be a busy day. Also a dizzy day probably. So yeah, we'll see about that. I don't know if this is gonna be an interesting last day of the vlog, but I will try to read some more in the library of the unwritten for sure, and I'll keep you updated. So it's now the end of Wednesday, and that means it's the end of this reading vlog. Next week I will do the last one for October, which is only gonna be, I think, 4 days, and then the wrap up of the whole month. But yeah, this was the last full week of vlogging. I'm still about 150 pages into the library of the unwritten, so I hope that I will finish this book before the month is over, and I think that will be all I can do reading-wise before, you know, we're coming to the end, and then it's November, which is crazy. So if you did like this vlog, leave a like or a nice comment. I always appreciate those. And I will talk to you in a week with the last part. Bye!